We've got the top 10 ads in fantasy basketball this week coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. We are back with the top 10 ads for this week in fantasy basketball. If you like this type of content, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever we drop an episode. Also, I am curious as to who you think deserves to be on that list. Make sure to leave a comment down in the comments below. This episode is partnered with Thrive Fantasy Sports. Use the promo code BEATTHEODDS to double your first deposit. That's right, double, up to $250. You can use the link on screen, and you'll find that same link in the description box below. Now, before we get into our top 10 list, let's do a couple of shoutouts. First to AKM824, suggesting to pick up Xavier Tillman last week. If you did, you were treated to a 15-10-3 line with 9 stocks in 2 games. Aldama was supposed to compete with Tillman for the starting center position when Steven Adams went down, but of course Aldama hasn't made it to the floor yet, so it is really at this point Tillman's position to lose. He's currently owned in roughly 70% of leagues, so that ship has likely left the dock for most of us, but it doesn't ever hurt to see if he's still available in your league. The next shout out goes to Baby Santa 7777. We're wondering who to pick up between Jeremy Sohan and Taylor Horton Tucker. We're going to deal with THT later on this episode and focus on Sohan. He is a solid pickup in which he's got the opportunity to post solid point guard lines as a power forward. I'd expect 15-5-5 with a few steals to be Sohan's floor this season. Get him if you still can. He can be currently found in roughly 40% of leagues. All right, with that out of the way, let's jump right into our top 10 list here. At number 10, we have Naz Reid, 29% owned. He played 24 minutes in the last week here with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 38% shooting from the field, 100% from the line. He's got 3 games coming up this week as well. Now, I'll be honest, this list is going to start a little rough as all the waiver wire bigs have been scooped up to begin the season. So here we are with Reid, the first backup to Kat and Rudy Gobert. He's going to get solid minutes all season long, plus he can stretch the floor. If one of the big 7-footers goes down, then Reid, of course, is an auto ad. Let's go to number 9. We have Kevin Love, 26% owned, played in 25 minutes here last week with 11 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 2 assists, shooting 44% from the field and 75% from the line. He also has 3 games playing in the upcoming week here. Love is scheduled to miss the game on Saturday, however, with a shoulder injury, or perhaps it's because it's a second of a back-to-back, but I would expect the 35-year-old to need some maintenance days throughout the year. When he's on, though, he'll contribute with rebounds and threes with percentages that shouldn't tank your squad. Let's move to number 8. We have Andrew Nembhard, 15% owned, played 22 minutes here last week with a 12-pointer, 4 rebound, and 10 assist game. With 67% shooting from the field. Currently, it looks like there's 4 games being played for the Pacers this week, and it seems that Nembhard has leapfrogged TJ McConnell as the lead backup behind Halliburton for those games. The 22 minutes that he got led his team in floor time over his previous game, and he put out a pretty solid effort, posting a double-double with only 2 turnovers. Now, I don't expect the assist to continue at that rate, but he's likely going to be a solid contributor for the rest of the way. Let's go to number 7. We got Jaden Ivey, 47% owned. He played 20 minutes per game last week here with 11 points, 2 rebounds, 3.5 assists on 42% shooting from the field and 75% from the line. Detroit plays 4 games this week there as well. The sirens, however, went off when Ivey only logged 17 minutes in a loss at Miami to begin the season. I think that actually makes Ivey a must-own player because that's not going to be the norm for the course of the year. It's true that he's not starting, but I do believe that he should be getting a healthy amount of minutes kind of going forward. I'm looking for 25 plus, and the possibility of a 15.5 assist season still remains. Let's go to number 6. We got Denny Avdia, 44% owned, played 21 minutes last week here with 9.7 rebounds and 5 assists, 50% shooting from the field and 50% from the line. Washington plays 3 games as well here this week. Avdia recently agreed to a 4-year extension, proving that the Wizards are serious about giving him the ability to grow within their system. That's great news for fantasy managers, as that presents some stability in Avdia's floor. I see Avdia as a low-end triple-double threat, game in and game out. To number 5 we go. We have Josh Okogie, 32% owned, played 32 minutes per game last week here with 13.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 2 assists, 71% shooting from the field and 100% from the line. And the Suns play 4 games this week. Plus, there are question marks surrounding the health of Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. So I think Okogie will get some serious minutes due to his effectiveness on defense, and of course with a large share of the offense on the sidelines, the team will look to him to pick up the slack there as well. Let's go to number 4. We have Lou Dort, 25% owned. He played 36 minutes per game here last week with 16.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, 2 assists on 57% shooting from the field and 67% from the line. Dort is really the poster boy for borderline rosterable fantasy players. If he's hitting his shots, then he needs to be rostered, as he will be getting plenty of minutes as the defensive stopper on this squad. Dort had a game-high 39 minutes in his last game. That in itself is fantasy gold. Let's go to number 3. We have Jalen Johnson, 41% owned, played 30 minutes per game here last week with 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists, 67% shooting from the field and 43% from the line. Atlanta is going to be playing 3 games here next week. And Johnson was considered a deep sleeper on many fantasy basketball lists and wasn't really expected to make a huge step forward this season. Fast forward a couple games into the year, and Johnson seems to be getting his shot, and he's making the most of it. He's an athletic big who is capable of contributing really in every single category. To number 2 we go. We have Coby White, 49% owned. Played 36 minutes per game here last season with 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. A shout out going to Ryan Fung92 for asking the question. 31% shooting, of course, from the field, 91% from the line for Coby White. He was another sleeper on a whole lot of lists here because the Bulls hadn't really committed to a point guard to start the year. It looks like White's going to be running away with the job, at least for now. He's averaging 36 minutes, of course, out of the gates for his squad. Now, his shot is very streaky, but he is quick, and he's capable of producing some huge fantasy lines if his shot happens to fall that night. And last but not least, at number 1, we have Talen Horton-Tucker, 29% owned, played 25 minutes per game here last week. 9 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists on 32% shooting from the field and 100% from the line. Utah's going to play 4 games here next week as well. THT is going to take the number 1 spot here this week, just edging out Coby White here for me. He's going to start, he's going to facilitate the offense, and he's going to collect his fair share of stocks for guard. He's not going to shoot the lights out, so temper your expectations there, but he can be a major contributor in every other category. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. That's going to do it for us for now. I'm going to sign off, but I'll catch you guys on our next episode.